OU fans invade Houston for the Final Four this weekend. The Sooner basketball team prepares to take on Villanova, and the city of Norman goes medieval. This is OU Nightly. It might be April 1st, but March Madness is still in high gear.
In just over 24 hours, the first of two NCAA basketball national semifinal games will tip off in Houston, as the OU Sooners, for the first time in 14 years, will be playing in the Final Four. This afternoon, the team got its second practice in the enormous NRG Stadium, and among the crowd, a throng of OU fans, part of the tsunami of Sooners making their way to Texas for the historic championship weekend. They will be among more than 75,000 people inside tomorrow when OU meets Villanova. It is believed that will be the largest crowd an OU basketball team has ever played before, and the team appreciates the hometown support.
We have a lot of friends from the school coming. A lot of people from my community back in Bridge Creek coming, and then you got to look at it's one of our biggest alumni places in the country.
And OU Nightly has a crew of people in Houston covering both the team and Sooner fans. This afternoon, Annie Durbin tells us about two Sooner players who are doubling down on their Final Four experience, hopefully playing for a national championship and doing it in their own hometown.
Hi Sooner fans, I'm in front of the NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, which happens to be the hometown of freshman Christian James and sophomore Kadeem Latin, and they could not feel more blessed to play in front of their friends and family.
It really is just a blessing. I guess it's kind of just a huge coincidence that we got to play at regionals in OKC, and now we get to go play the Final Four in Houston, Texas. So it's a blessing that I get to be in my hometown in front of my family and friends, and I get to feel the energy.
Ever since I was little, I always watched college basketball and dreamed of how it would feel to play on that stage, and I'm playing on that stage in my hometown. So, it's going to mean a lot for me. We're going to come out with a lot of energy, a lot of swagger. You never know what type of games you get from me and Kadeem. We playing in our hometown, so, we're going to have the city behind us. It's going to be a great game for us.
And Kadeem had hoped to give his 4 tickets to his mom, dad, stepdad, and grandmother, but unfortunately his grandmother passed away earlier this week, but says that she will be watching over him. Annie Durbin, OU Nightly.
Best wishes to Kadeem Latin and family.
A lot of folks back in Oklahoma will be keeping a close eye on the Final Four. Among them, a Norman man who, as Nightly Ashley's Wheeler shows us, has made it his business to stay on top of the world of sports.
With 155 employees, 100,000 square feet of metal, and hundreds of hats ready to ship, Top of the World leads the nation in collegiate headgear.
This was basically a blank before, on Sunday night, and then, when they won, they embroidered this, and then she started heat sealing this, and we'll ship this out to customers tonight, and they'll have it in their stores tomorrow.
This is where the magic of hat making begins, and Scott Schuler, along with his partner, has been a national player in the hat business for 30 years.
We sell over 550 of the universities across the country.
The huge factory was fairly quiet when Schuler showed us around, but all that changes when a big game ends and fans want their new hats.
The customer wants them right away, so we want to get them out and get them out to the public as soon as we possibly can.
See, the people behind me are hard at work trying to get the hats produced and ready to ship out with the Final Four game quickly approaching. Believe me, they are ready to see that championship game.
But in spite of the overnight demand created by the latest champions, the hats that have most folks rushing to stores are anything with the letters OU or the name Buddy Hield. The Buddy Buckets phenomenon reaches the hearts of fans not only in Sooner Nation, but across the country.
The whole Buddy madness has kind of taken on a whole new life, and it's more national than we'd ever thought. So we're shipping OU hats across the country versus just here locally.
But regardless of who wins the Final Four or who the next player of the year might be, Top of the World will be spinning out hats and doing their very best to stay ahead of the game. Ashley Wheeler, OU Nightly.
Well, hopefully Top of the World hats will be spinning out some Sooner championship gear this weekend.
That would be great. And later in the show, Big Friday Sports will have extended coverage of the Final Four. But for those of you staying in Norman for this weekend, Jordan Overton is here with what you can expect. Jordan?
Yeah, you know, it's going to look great this weekend, especially if you're planning to stay here and watch the game. But right now, we're looking great, upper 50s, a few 60s across the state. It's a little bit warmer than it was yesterday, but really very comfortable. The clouds are out there, though. Those will be clearing out tonight. We'll be at 58 at 8, 50 by 10, and 48 at midnight. Chilly, but a light northwest wind, so it won't be too bad to go out if you have Friday evening plans and activities, especially if you're going to go to the Medieval Fair. That is coming up. I'll have your forecast for that coming up for this weekend with your weekend outlook. Also, a travel forecast. If you're planning on going on down to Houston, I'll tell you what to expect there. And 80s on the 7-day, 80s next week. I'll let you know what days you'll see them and how sunny it'll be coming up next. Back to you guys.
Great, thank you, Jordan. Well, not everyone at OU is hyper excited about Saturday's big game. That's the day OU's Army cadets are planning an event to celebrate 100 years of ROTC. But as I found out, Final Four is getting in their way. Army ROTC cadets wake up at 5:15 3 mornings out of the week to meet here for physical training. This week's spirits are high as their first ever Sooner Strong 5K approaches, but there's a solid chance the fun run will be foiled. Cadet Tanafum has been involved with the planning of the event since they had to blindly pick a date in September of 2015.
And you don't know what's going to happen, whether it's going to rain, tornado, or you guys get into the Final Four, which Boomer Sooners.
During planning, they anticipated hundreds of participants would show. The cadets' expectations have lowered because to date, they only have 60 runners signed up.
They're both great opportunities for people, and you know, we're excited to be in the Final Four, but we're also excited to have this on this date, and we like this date.
The money raised by the race will go towards the program and 2 charities, Operation Second Chance and Air Warrior Courage. You can sign up before the race tomorrow, and the race will kick off at 10 a.m.
Also happening this weekend, an old fair is back in town, but not the kind of old fair you may think of. OU Nightly's Rashida Kaba joins us live from the Medieval Fair.
Hey, Anna, Joseph, we are here at the 40th annual Medieval Fair. This is an event for the whole family. Bring out the kids. There's story time, sword fights. You can participate in all kinds of events. One event in particular, we've met one man here named Oki. Oki has been a part of this Medieval Fair for about 6 years, right?
Correct.
And so, Oki, what is your favorite part about coming to this fair?
The enjoyment of seeing the children smile, let them shoot the arrows, and being the first time that they ever done it, just the enjoyment of that.
Yes, that's so awesome. Thank you, Oki. Well, you heard it here. Do come out. This event does end on Sunday, so be sure to bring out the whole family. It is an event for everyone. Reporting near South Norman, Rashida Kaba, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Rashida.
Still ahead on OU Nightly, voters are already casting ballots for Tuesday's election.
Plus, the world champion U.S. women's soccer team's toughest match might be off the pitch. Early voting continues in Norman today at the Cleveland County Election Board office. It's a 3-horse race for the seat being vacated by Mayor Cindy Rosenthal. In addition to appointing a new mayor, all even-numbered ward numbers will be voting for new city council members. Also on the ballot are 7 propositions for the people to approve.
As of 12:15 today, we've had 110. We will surpass the 251 from yesterday if the pattern holds, which it normally does.
Early voting ends tonight at 6. Polls will be open Tuesday across the city for regular voting.
OU Nightly's Devin Gadberry joins us now in the News Center with the latest on another religious freedom bill. Devin?
Yes, Anna, Mississippi legislature passed a bill that would allow businesses and religious groups to deny certain services to the LGBT community. Following today's vote, State Representative Jay Hughes filed a motion to reconsider the measure. And earlier this week, Georgia's governor vetoed a bill similar to this one in Mississippi. And players from the U.S. national women's soccer team are filing a discrimination lawsuit against the U.S. Soccer Federation. The issue is equal pay. Despite bringing in $20 million more than the men's national team, women's team still receives between 28 and 62% less than the men. The Federation said it would deal with the pay disparity in upcoming contract negotiations. And Hillary Clinton is again accusing opponent Bernie Sanders' campaign of lying about her. Clinton's statement yesterday came in response to a Greenpeace activist's questioning. Sanders, in an interview on CBS this morning, cited a Greenpeace study that shows Clinton's campaign received more than $4 million from lobbyists tied to the fossil fuel industry. That's what's happening around the world. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Devin. Still ahead on OU Nightly, it's April 1st.
And you know what that means. We'll have details on some foolish behavior straight ahead.
And welcome back to OU Nightly. I've got a look at your weather here. So here's a wide look at what's going on. There's our system that went through the other day that gave us severe weather. Look off to the west. Nothing. High pressure's in control. That means we've got a dry forecast for the next 7 days. But tonight, because that cold front moved through and cold air moved in, we've got a chance for a frost. So you got a frost mainly for basically south of I-40. If you're north of I-40, you could see freezing temperatures tonight, so be aware of that. Norman and Oklahoma City and Tulsa, you guys don't have to worry about it. You guys will stay about 30, 37, but in the valleys and especially the rural areas, you guys need to be aware that there could be a frost or a freeze tomorrow morning. Now tomorrow, Medieval Fair, 10 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you're looking great outside. Sunny skies, 38 to start at 8, 60 at noon, topping off at 70 at 4 o'clock. Here's a look at those highs across the state, 70 degrees. 71 in Tulsa, 69 in Ardmore, not bad at all. Now, if you are planning to hang out at the game in Norman tomorrow, looking great, great afternoon, fantastic evening, cooling off, dropping from 70 to 62. If you are going to the game in Houston tomorrow, here's a look at your tailgating forecast. You'll be in the 60s with sunny skies, sunny and warm. Winds will be light, north at 5 to 15 miles an hour. Great time for the game, so you're going to go out and enjoy that. Your travel forecast, if you're going to or from Houston, is looking great. Clear skies, not too much really going on. It'll be great drive back and an easy drive to the game. Our extended forecast, of course, Saturday, 70 degrees, 78 degrees on Sunday. It'll be warming up. And then look at that, 80s on Monday and Tuesday of next week. Holy cow, it is spring, going crazy. And then Wednesday will drop a little bit further down. And then on Friday, it'll cool off to about 74 degrees. So, man, 80s. Spring, April.
Wow, it is shaping up to be a great Final Four weekend.
Thank you, Jordan. Great.
Thank you.
It's April Fool's and businesses had a little fun today. Businesses took to social media with an array of new products. Guinness made a clear beer, Google released a self-driving bicycle, Police unveiled a narcotic-sniffing bunny rabbit, and even the venerable BBC was in on it. They discovered a colony of penguins that fly to the tropics to avoid harsh Arctic winters. So
you gotta love April Fool's pranks like that. They are the best.
Yeah, it's great. Well, that's it for news this Friday night, but don't leave just yet. Big Friday Sports is on deck.
The Sooners are inches away from their first national championship. Hunter, will they get their first one shining moment?
Maybe so, Joseph. The Sooners are just about 24 hours away from their Final Four matchup with Villanova. Oklahoma is looking for its first national championship ever. We have full coverage from Houston, so stay with us.
Welcome aboard. He's Hunter McKee. I'm Carson Williams, and this is OU Nightly's Big Friday Sports. To say this is a big weekend in Sooner sports would be an understatement. It is historic, Hunter. The Sooners are in the Final Four. Enough said, right?
Right, but we unfortunately have to get started with some breaking news that will crush the hopes of many Sooner fans. This just in from Houston. Sooner superstar Buddy Hield rolled his left ankle at today's practice at NRG Stadium and is doubtful for tomorrow's national semifinal with Villanova. Hield is, of course, the driving force behind the Sooners team. He is the leading candidate for the Naismith and Wooden Awards. He is the first player since 1990 to average 25 points per game and lead his team to the Final Four. Buddy Love scored 37 points in the West Regional Final against Oregon and is obviously the key to any hopes the Sooners have of winning it all.
I can't believe you said that with a straight face.
April Fools, everybody. Sooner fans, don't freak out too much. Buddy Hield will be playing.
Okay, well, let's get serious now. One thing my partner said was true. The Sooners will play Villanova tomorrow in Houston for a spot in Monday night's title game. The venue, NRG Stadium, home of the Houston Texans. It's a huge stadium and much different than the site of the Sooners' early season rout of the Wildcats. Block Arena at Pearl Harbor held just over 4,000 back in December.
And the key guy for the Sooners will be, of course, Buddy Hield. No joking this time. Blakely Durham tips off our coverage from Houston with more on the Sooners' perfectly healthy superstar.
Buddy Hield has been the shining star for this Sooner team all season long, but especially throughout the NCAA tournament. After coming off a win against Oregon where he made 8 threes and had 37 total points, Hield says it's all about confidence to get his shots to fall, and his teammates say he's just as great off the court as he is on.
Just all confidence, really, and just believing I can make the shot. And yeah, I'm tired when people guard me too close to the line. They're so tight on me, so I just shoot it that far so I can get, so they be able to guard me up there, and I'll be able to drive past them and make a play for my teammates.
Buddy he's just a different type of shooter. I mean, like he concentrates on making shots. I mean, he loves shooting the ball, so that's his skill.
Just to see him grow as a player and as a person, he stay the same person. You know, he always keeps God first. Always take care of his mom and stuff like that. He's a great person.
Hield and the Sooners will face the Villanova Wildcats at 5:09 p.m. Central on Saturday. But stick around. Coming up later on Big Friday Sports, Clark Sachs will take a look at the matchup between these two teams. Reporting from the Final Four in Houston, Blakely Durham, Big Friday Sports.
Thanks, Blakely. Still to come on Big Friday Sports, we've got more coverage of the Sooners from Houston, and Clark Sachs takes a look at Oklahoma's matchup against Villanova. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Big Friday Sports. The Sooners are back in the Final Four for the first time since 2002.
That's right. OU Nightly's Clark Sachs takes a look at Oklahoma's approach to facing Villanova for the second time this season, only this time on a much bigger stage and for a much bigger prize.
The Sooners blew out Villanova 78-55 in December for the Pearl Harbor Classic, but they say that what happened 3 months ago means almost nothing now. Despite the blowout win, the Sooners say coming into tomorrow's matchup, it's against a different team.
We know their personnel, and that's about the only thing we'll take from that first game. They're playing with great confidence right now. They're playing with a swagger. They're shooting the ball well. They're really bought in defensively. Our guys know that they're a very, very good team that's playing very well right now.
I mean, they're playing way better now than probably they were before. You can see a change, but for us, we feel like we've been playing better too. So I feel like coming into this game, we're gonna have a lot more confidence in playing them. We should win.
They're a tough team. They're a different team. Despite what happened last year in Hawaii, you can't let that game get to our heads because all the guys are shooting the ball well. You can't take that for granted. Archie Akio is playing good, and all those guards are playing good, and Ochefu. So we just got to go out there and lock in, focus, and bring our A game. They're a tough team, and we're tough too. So it's a game we expect to win.
Despite OU's head-to-head win over the Wildcats earlier this season, Villanova enters tomorrow's matchup as the favorites. Reporting from the Final Four in Houston, Clark Sachs, OU Nightly Sports.
Thanks, Clark. All right, Hunter, real quick, who are you taking this weekend?
I got Oklahoma, North Carolina.
Same, me too. All right, we leave you with OU highlights from this NCAA tournament. Have a good weekend.
Ahmed hands off. Buddy slaps it off the foot of Arrington. Hield chases it down. On the wing, stops, fires a three. It's good! There's buckets! On to round two. Final score in downtown Oklahoma City. Oklahoma 82, Bakersfield 68. Just back to Buddy, left wing for a three.
Get in there.
Yeah! Another one! He's unbelievable! Buddy says, let's dance, but the pony's in the bar. The schooner be rolling to Cali. It's Oklahoma 85 and VCU 81. Comes out to Woodard, throws it up with one on the shot, and he baked it in! Kick out, Woodard, he'll fire a three, he's fouled, and he got it! He got it, and one! And then there were 8. With Cook on him with 6, shoots a long
Get in there,
three.
get in there.
It's good! 8 to shoot. He'll fire, put on the line. Good!
Got it.
Game over. Oklahoma is headed to the Final Four.
This is an OU TV weather brief. I'm Jordan Overton. So it is cooler today. We had those clouds. Those will move out tonight, but our temperatures will get around freezing for some areas. The metro areas, not really concerned about that. You guys will stay 37, 38, 39. But if you're in the rural areas out in Oklahoma, you might have to deal with the frost tonight. There's the area for the frost. So we're looking at temperatures 34 to 36. That freezing line right there, right up there north of I-40. So Enid, Bartlesville, Woodward, you guys could potentially have freezing temperatures tonight. Want to bring those plants inside, make sure that they're safe, and also any of your animals or livestock or anything like that. Tomorrow, though, it's going to be great. 8 o'clock in the morning with sunny skies, 38 degrees. By the time we get to noon, also sunny skies. Winds will be light northwest, about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and topping off at 70 degrees by 4 o'clock. There's those temperatures across the state. Tomorrow, 70 degrees, great for this time of year. Light winds, perfect to go out and enjoy the Medieval Festival. That'll be going from 10 o'clock to 7 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to the Final Four in Houston. Not too bad there. Travel to and from will be dry. Not much going on. If you're also planning to hang out in Norman during the game, it'll be fine there. Dry forecast, maybe in the 60s around there. As we go into next week, it is going to warm up. A few clouds on Monday and Tuesday, but 80s around that time. And then we'll start to cool off a little bit on Friday as our next system approaches. And that's about all. We're going to be sure to watch us on Monday at 4:30 on OU Nightly. Good night.